Hello Commanders, Commander Plater back again with my exploration update. This week I've been exploring the Paw Nebula on my journey back home to the bubble. Hopefully you guys will find this quite interesting. There's some real different stuff in there this week, starting off just with an Earthlike. Now something I was thinking about Earthlikes I've seen so far is that not all of them have the same kind of composition as Earth. So what I mean is that a lot of them are just a series of islands all put together, so you can kind of imagine they're all very volcanic, and that's how they all started off and how the islands came into existence, as opposed to our own with the real tectonic movement and the pushing of plates and all that kind of stuff. Just a thought, but something I've noticed throughout the journey. So here we have a water world with rings. Now they are rocky based rings, and I found it very interesting to look at because again it's such variety within the universe and the galaxy in Elite Dangerous, and I found it so interesting to look at, and also the distance between the planet and the rings I thought was quite interesting. Now here we have what I would describe as possibly one of the angriest planets in Elite Dangerous. Looking at it, it just has that real kind of foreboding kind of feel about it, that if you were to be able to land on it, that it would be this oppressive, harsh, dark planet with a really horrible, oppressive feel to it down on the surface. I'm sure it would be nothing like that whatsoever, but it does have an atmosphere, so I couldn't land on it to have a drive around, but I looked at it and thought it looked pretty stunning. I kind of felt the need to do some other shots of it, especially with the rings in the background and stuff. I have grown to appreciate the rings and planets with rings as time's gone on. When I first started my exploration, it was all about Earthlikes. Got to find myself some Earthlikes. Water worlds. Got to find them, because to me they were the highest priced ones that I'm going to get paid for. But as time's gone on, I've begun to appreciate more and more the backdrop of the galaxy and everything that's in it, and it became about the journey and how things look and all of that kind of stuff, as opposed to just the what am I going to get paid for as part of my exploration. Now here we have an ammonia type world. The ammonia type worlds to me always look a little bit more Earth-like, just a different colour than the actual Earth-likes that you come across. That's probably just personal opinion, but certainly the way they're put together with the land masses, there does seem to be quite a stark contrast in them, which I thought would be worth mentioning. So moving on, plenty of habitable worlds this week on my way back, and a lot of them undiscovered as well, which is quite a surprise considering I'm only maybe 2,500 light years at this point coming back towards Earth, and this for example here is another undiscovered Earth. Again, the contrast between different types of planets, but then the same types of planets being completely different at the same time, is something I find absolutely amazing, and it's kind of that feel of what the galaxy might actually be like. So here we have another Earthlike, but with very, very little actual landmass. It is almost kind of, I mean, looking at it roughly, about 90% water, which is quite incredible. So moving on, here we have just like a really nice shot that I thought I'd capture, which is, just you're coming round the horizon of the Earth, and you get a wonderful glow around the side of it. Big fan. Now something that's happened this week that I found to be quite interesting is that we've finally had an alien signal, because someone's got round to ponging the Discovery scanner at an unknown probe, which obviously has been going around the community recently, talking about what it could mean. People have put it through and coming up with the images from it. Is it coordinates? Is it an invitation? Is it a warning? A lot of people have said that maybe it's the case of we're just being warned that they've got the technology to shut our ships down. If that's the case, it's going to be a pretty short fight against alien life that people are going to be going out there looking for. Here we have another one of the angriest planets in Elite Dangerous, which is a high metal content, high volcanic activity planet, and this one with rings. And just the shine of it, the way it looked, I had to go and check it out and had to have a look at it. And we have a slightly different angle of it, but it looked angry, especially from the dark side of it. Now if you ever wondered what your golden asp looked like in the light of a neutron star, this is what it looks like. Pretty much black. So it gives you an idea of possibly the wavelength of light being given off by a neutron star. A very, very pure white light, and there's very little around because of the light of the star for the golden asp to actually pick up and reflect back, which is why it appears to be that pretty much black colour, because there's nothing but the backdrop of the galaxy there. Definitely interesting. I finally thought I'd have a look at it because I kind of wondered myself what it looked like, and I hadn't seen anyone else put anything out there. So here we have another water world with rings, but again this one's got an ammonia atmosphere, so not particularly suitable for life as far as we're concerned. But again, it's got that rocky ring around it, which does make you think that if it were to be terraformed, maybe there'd be a possibility to pull those rings and material from the rings, throw it down to planet side, assuming that the oceans aren't too deep, or are too deep, that we can create landmass from. So here we have another Earthlike world. And talking about the Earthlike worlds, I've tagged a couple of them so that when I get back and sell my exploration data, I can go back and make sure they've got my name against them, because otherwise what's the point of going exploring? You get to see the galaxy, you get to see all these wonderful different planets, and you get to discover them. And you need to make sure that you're getting credit for them, and you know you're getting credit for them, and everyone else in the entire game knows that you are getting credit for them. I started off maybe having visited maybe 700 systems when I started. I'm now up to well over 3,700 systems. So that's an incredible amount of systems, going on the journey there and the journey back. And the Cat's Paw Nebula has had an awful lot of different things in there for me, from Earthlikes to T-Towery stars with rings, such as this. And I've only seen one of these before, and someone suggested to me that it would be where it's kind of the disc of the rings, the discs, the rock forming rings, would be where the star is gathering mass. The question would be so this here is actually orbiting around another star, so it's probably going to be a brown dwarf, or not quite going to make it, fusion's going to fail, and it will just be what it is. I'm going to thank everyone for watching once again. Remember guys, you can add me in game as Commander Plater, and hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, remember to like the video, subscribe, and remember guys, I'm now only 1,500 light years from the bubble. I'll see you guys soon.